The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser-cut dice towers, tokens, and more developed by a gamer for gamers and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts.
Why, hello there. I do not believe we've had the pleasure of being introduced before. My name is Poppy Tealeaf, and I am just so pleased to meet you today. You know, when my friends and I set out on this expedition, I knew my life would change, but I didn't quite know it would change this much. I definitely didn't expect the adventures that we would have. And I'm just so glad that you decided to come along for the ride with us. I'm always looking to make new friends, so if you could just do me a big ol' heaping helping favor and recommend us to your friends, leave us a rating, or give us a review on Apple Podcasts, I would be so eternally grateful. I really would. And Wildfire would as well. So, from me and Wildfire, thank you so much for listening to our tales from the Caliban Frontier and being a part of our lives. We do so appreciate it.
Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gideon Block, a paladin of Daga, bringing her justice to the wilds of Ritoya.
I'm Konnor Shenold, and I play Konnor with a K, the kobold sorcerer who's finally out of the bag.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Xonimus Dinar, a roguish warlock controlling his fate with chaos.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Poppy Tealeaf, a highborn halfling druid who has forsaken her family for the call of the frontier.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Mokrin Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer wielding his arcane gifts to delve into the mysteries of the wilderness.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Caliban Frontier. Morning breaks once more in the frontier. The dust storm of the previous night has settled down. The winds howled most of the night, but fortunately, in the home of Jasper Smithson, built into the side of this rock formation, you really don't hear it. So your night is calm, peaceful. Jasper awakens you early the next morning with a firm shake to your shoulder and just well, come on, we gotta get going. It's early yet. We've got a long ride to the crash site. Oh, I'm so excited. Can't wait to.
About how far do you think it's going to be to get out there?
Oh, it'll take us most of the morning.
All right. Is everyone else awake with us?
Mokrin possibly
I'm
has been
awake.
up early.
Xonimus is shockingly one of the first up and ready to go.
Connor, you ready to go?
No
Yep.
hangover.
Someone wake up Poppy over there.
I'm awake.
All right.
Just Poppy, wake up.
I had to feed Wildfire. I'm already up.
Oh. Well, let's pack up and head on out of here. Do you and Kikiak have some kind of mode of transportation? You want us to ride in the cart with us?
Kikiak opens all his wings. Like that
Wow.
big flash snap of like a bird that's just like insulted and
No, Kikiak.
Fly.
Figure
Wings,
you could,
fly.
but you probably couldn't carry Jasper with you, could you?
He's got a little
no
satchel you
wings,
can see
no
there.
fly.
Right. So, Jasper, you want to ride in the car with us? Or
Well, I could ride with you, or I have my pony, but it's just whatever.
Nice, bring your pony. It's worked for you before.
yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, he's a little short-footed little animal.
Mokrin paces the cart, and Buttercup just kind of right with the pony as they're going along. And he's like, "So, Mr. Smithson, where do you get most of your supplies from being way out here?"
Oh, well, I mean, most of what I need I can either make or find. Kikiak, he runs supply runs every once in a while. Having an aerococker is very useful, I say. But, sometimes I trottle on down. What's that one? Oh, the last stop. Yeah, I trottle on down there every once in a blue moon.
Do you ever make it out to the line?
Oh, I try not to go out that way.
Oh, very good. I would just want, the dwarven. I look over at Konnor with the K that's maybe riding shotgun. Yeah. So the line is a group of forts that are out here in the Caliban, the kind of dwarven frontier outpost, sort of.
Ah,
okay.
yes, the mighty line. forts that the dwarves claim will save the frontier from the dangers that it is in.
Mocker, like, totally hook, line, and sinker, like, takes the official line, and he's like, yep, that's what they do.
Yeah, that's for sure what they do, Mocker. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tell us more about these forts. How well do they protect everyone around here?
Oh, they're more about protecting the interests of the dwarves than they are about protecting anybody out here on the frontier. If your interests align with what the dwarves want, then, oh, yes, you're fine. You're mighty fine. You will find help and assistance and whatever you need.
Well, surely, I mean, I know you're kind of on the down low, but surely they would, like, be amenable. And then you could tell it's kind of a probing, leading question. Aren't they amenable to even those who have left Venturus?
Oh, of course. If you've left on good terms with the clans, then you're fine. Nothing to worry about. It's, those of us who made our choices.
Do you feel like you have to keep your Smithsonness kind of on the down low, or do they still expect you to be gunsmith then if you show up?
I expect if I were to show up, they might ask. And like I told Mr. Gideon last night, that is not what I do anymore. I will do protective enchantments, till sun goes down, but don't ask me for nothing destructive.
So a little bit of a nervous gulp. So you don't really know how they might partake to you showing up out there.
I personally try not to go. Now, of course, someone like you, Makrin, you're not an exile.
No, I'm with, and we were assigned to come out and help.
Right. So yeah, you, someone like you and your friends, especially you said you were assigned. Who assigned you to come out this way?
Oh, it was my uncle. Looked nervously over at Konnor with the cake.
Let me think about that. I'm trying to think. Uncle.
I shoot Makrin.
Uncle to the Stone Chief.
Uncle to the Stone Chief. Oh yes, Jacoby Blackhand.
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, Jacoby. Woo, boy. Ooh, yikes. I can tell you some stories about him. No, if you're under Jacoby's orders, then, well, I'm about to say you could probably expect, again, reasonable accommodation from the line.
Well, that'd be nice, because nothing has ever happened at home otherwise. Well, that's just good to know. How did you meet Kikiak?
Oh, he points up to where Kikiak is like soaring just overhead and like literally getting into. It's almost the whole, hey, look what I can do. So he dips and dives and disappears into the cloud cover for a minute before showing back up again, doubling back to make sure you guys are still in sight.
Us petty land-based mammal. Land-based bipeds.
One day I'll be able to do that too.
Give me a couple levels.
Ooh, 14th level.
Now, Konnor Witakay, that's a great idea.
Sure, for me, I don't know about you. Maybe.
Like I said, give me 2 levels.
Do you think you could ever, sprout wings?
Oh, totally.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Well, Kikiak won't tell you the story, but there was a storm where he met a little more than his match, and he was quite injured, broke one of them fine wings of his. I found him, and I took care of him, and ever since then, he's been a constant shadow overhead.
My stupid dice. And Makrin says out loud, you don't seem like a crazy old coot at all. I don't understand why she said that.
Thank you, Makrin. It is so nice to have someone who appreciates my genius.
And we right along.
Makrin's been hanging out with Konnor too long.
Meanwhile, I've Giddy up next to Gideon.
Xonimus, you doing all right?
Yeah, hey, thanks for Konnor looking out for him while I was taking my nap.
Well, he was a bit of a surprise, but
Yeah.
he's been quite handy since he joined up. I don't understand why you kind of kept him hidden for so long.
Well, overcoming these trust issues I have. Plus, Konnor and I sort of seem to understand each other about secrets and such. So, hey, last night when we were checking on the horses and having that conversation, Poppy, huh?
What about her?
Some of the things she was saying just kind of struck me funny.
Like what?
Well, when Makrin pointed out that what if us helping Jasper put him in harm's way, and Poppy was the first one to shoot that down. You think that had been her reaction a few weeks ago? A month ago?
No, I think a lot's changed over the past 48, 72 hours since you went down. I think she's grown a bit and realized that sometimes there's things we can't help. We try to protect those we can, and sometimes the dice fall as they will.
I think this is a good change for her.
I think it is. I think she's still going to be there to protect those she cares about.
Of course. We're all going to protect each other.
And we've all gone through changes. You already mentioned about trust issues.
Yeah.
As you look down the path, Poppy has wild. I was going to mention this later, but seems like a good moment. I've wild shaped, and Wildfire and I are doing short little races.
Scouting up ahead on the
Just a
ground.
pair of wolves running up ahead.
Yeah.
Because, Xonimus, you didn't trust us when you first got to know us. But I'd like to think that you do now, and that happens here. And I think that's what's going on with Poppy, is not in the same way, but she's changing. I think we're all changing, and I think it's for the better. What do you think? Are you concerned about it?
I'm not. I'm not trying to say boy, this is a uncomfortable way of saying this. I've been pushing her, and it seems like there's an end result there. But I'm not taking credit for this change, but a change has definitely happened. And now I'm sitting back wondering, did I do the right thing?
Sometimes you got to let the dice fall where they will.
Yeah. I never want to see her get hurt, but I also wanted to see her get wise to the ways of not being under that big umbrella she's been under for so long. How rough it can be, how dangerous it can be. Even something as simple as telling someone your name could bring down a lot of hurt for a lot of people. But last night, she seemed to be open to other ways of thought regarding that. She seemed to really also get along with the whole idea of we don't have to tell them everything. We can keep some things to ourselves too, which I like it. It's good. What if I didn't wake up?
From your vision quest?
And I heard that while I was down, you went down too. You think Konnor'd stick around? You think Mocker will take care of her?
I don't know.
But after last night's conversation, I realized she can take care of herself. I've seen interactions, definitely. But last night I saw it in her.
Yeah, I think she's growing, and it'll be interesting to see where we all end up by the time we reach the end of this road.
Something to think about. Something else to think about too, Gideon. How much difference is there in the word trust and the word fear? I slap my horse and ride up to catch up with the dogs.
On that downer note.
That note. So yeah, the journey continues on. Again, it takes about half a day before Jasper finally points to what looks at first to kind of be like a sinkhole in the ground. He says, now that is where you will find the crash.
All right. Is it...
How deep?
Yeah, how does it seem...
Yeah.
How do we get there?
There's a bit of a footpath that's kind of around, like when you go into an archaeological dig and, you've got just kind of circles around. It was this big depression kind of into the earth that he leads you along this path down. And you're kind of seeing, because this was a big, Titanic into the ocean floor.
Yeah, I'm standing on the edge of this looking down at it like I'm looking at what could have been my death. Or could it?
Has he
excavated really
most of it?
It seems more that maybe it was something where he had some, other people help at some point. Just kind of come through here and there, maybe paid some people for a couple days worth of work or something. But it kind of looks like a mix of just natural weathering. And then he's kind of come in and dug a few more things out and gotten it to a point where it's easy to get into and out of, but it's still not to a point where it could be you'd have to get some really, really heavy machinery to actually pull this thing out.
And Jasper, how long have you been excavating this place?
Oh, I've been working on this for now 10 years.
How'd you find out about it?
Rumors. A little bit here and there, This is one of those places that everybody avoids. Nobody else comes here. Haunted, they say. Cursed. A scar upon the land.
While we're still up on the edge, I want to look around, and do I see in the skyline pillar-type rock formations similar to the one the Coyote and I stood on, had our conversation?
Give me a survival.
After jumping ship.
While he's doing that, can we take our mounts down?
You might be able to take the horses, but I would say you probably wouldn't be able to get the cart.
Okay.
Just because the path, think about side of the Grand Canyon type of path. So it's a little dangerous.
That's why he has a pony.
Yeah.
Konnor, if you was
16.
an NPC still, this would be where you would stay. But
Looking around, you see there is one area. Again, 5,000 years worth of weathering.
Right.
Wind and rain, but you do see an area that looks familiar to you.
Do we want to leave Wildfire to guard the cart if we're going to leave it up here? Or do we want to take Wildfire down with us?
Why do we even bring the cart?
Well, it's got all our stuff.
Yeah, we're traveling with a cart through the frontier.
Yeah.
But, like...
It's like the Oregon Trail.
We knew we were going back to his house.
No.
Did we?
I didn't know that.
That's why
Kiki
he
kind of
rode his own
flutters
pony.
down and like sits on top of the cart and just
Wildfire can do whatever he likes.
watch.
Oh, okay. Yes, you keep an eye on it, and we'll take Wildfire down.
Watch.
And
Whatever. If Wildfire wants to stay, Wildfire can stay. If he wants to go, he can go. I ain't his master. I'm his friend.
I know,
Kiki
but
just like looks over at Wildfire. And just,
Kiki out. We'll toss him a Trito.
A Kiki egg?
Not for you.
Kiki has got like the Tritos, like, you know, kind of teasing Wildfire with it a little bit.
Adorable.
You know, it's just like the videos of, you know, the cockatoos teasing the dogs.
okay. Well, so if we're gonna leave the cart here, are we untying Buttercup,
well, I think
or do we just want to leave the horses up here and walk down?
Just walk
Yeah,
down.
stay for
Let's walk down.
Especially if it's haunted and the horses get spooked, we
That's
leave the
true.
horses.
So we'll keep the horses there, all tied up to the.
Okay. Yep, you leave the horses, and Kikiek basically will just sit up there and hang out and keep an eye on things for you.
And I whisper over to Thunderstep, "Keep your eye out, girl."
Thunderstep
Adorable.
tosses her head, give you a nod,
All right.
gentle like nudge.
Yeah. All right, let's head on down.
All right, well, follow me. Watch your step. Long way down if you were to fall. Wouldn't want that. And he takes you down into this scar upon the earth. You travel down along this kind of winding path down into this excavation site, and you do see rising up. It's definitely a crash. So there's bits and pieces that are kind of stuck all over where, you know, parts of the ship actually did break up. Like the masts, you know, have been snapped off and tossed to the side. And there's gouges where the fins, similar to what's on the longbow, just gouged into the side of the earth as this thing just fell.
Y'all kind of notice me smiling at this.
I want to go up next to Xonimus, and I'm going to whisper, "Is there some place you want to check out when we get here?"
It wouldn't have survived this long.
Oh, I know. No, I'm not talking about survival. I'm talking about, is there places
No.
where you want to see?
Nearby?
Some rooms that you might have visited before that you might want to.
Yeah, well, we'll see what survived.
Yeah,
We'll probably just have to check what we're able to get to.
right.
Eventually, you kind of bottom out just to where, you know, has been excavated. The ship itself is kind of listed like onto its side, but you can still walk onto the deck of this skyship. And yes, you are standing on, at one time, was a probably quite beautiful, massive ship.
And are we on the deck itself?
Yeah, you're on the main deck. Let's say, Xonimus, you're probably having a few
Yeah, I'm gonna go
flashbacks.
stand over where Pyopix asked me if I trusted him, and I said no when we jumped off together.
Yeah, I would say you're standing kind of. It's that like back half of the ship, or that back aft castle deck where he had pulled you to, and the two of you stood together on the railing before leaping off into the unknown.
And then I'm gonna stop smiling and feel really sad. And I'm gonna remember we got off the prisoners, maybe didn't.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know who else survived. I mean, obviously somehow Aldonza survived. Probably, maybe.
True. Maybe in her witchery she found a
Unless
way
she
to...
didn't, and then she was resurrected, and that's why she lived so long. But I'm not here.
Are we looking at 5,000 years? I'm doubting there's any bodies. There's skeletons or anything like that. Any kind of.
You don't see any, or at least here, you're on the very top main deck. There's areas where you can like go down and get into the ship, but just up here, no,
Nothing.
you don't see any remains.
Lost, I know that was just a thought, Gideon, but lost in thought of what Xonimus is currently thinking of, he will look around at everyone and say, yeah, this place is haunted.
Aww.
Ghosts.
Can you sense like unsettled spirits
Oh my
and stuff?
gosh, I can. I haven't used that one yet. That's fabulous. Let me do a divine.
Why even bring a paladin if they're not
I
gonna?
even bring I bring a paladin. I tell the paladin it's haunted.
We brought the paladin, but did he bring his character sheet?
I have.
Just
As-
Paladin
as-
remember what he can do.
I can do divine sense. As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. I want to try that out to start right now.
What I like to infamously refer to as the paladin ping.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
So, Gideon, you still yourself for a moment, opening up your awareness to whatever may be around you. And this place feels unsettled. It's almost as if you're hit with an echo of the past, of what happened here. You can feel the pain, the panic, the fear of the crash, of the people who were caught in the crash. You get the sense that, yes, some survived, but unfortunately, most were lost. And yeah, that does echo back to you. And it's difficult because I would say that they're out of range, but you do get the sense that more likely than not, there is something here.
I come out of the trance and. Okay. Yeah, there might be some spirits here that we've got to watch out for.
If I were to guess, they would be below decks near the rear of the ship. If I were to guess.
They're outside of my reach. I don't know what's down there. I pull you over to the side. I don't want Jasper to hear this, but you had mentioned about the princess's chambers that you were in there.
Yeah.
Do you know where to find them right now?
Those are forward.
Well,
Like
when you met,
the deck
you
down?
met the princess, it seemed to me more that she had an area of the main deck
Yeah.
that was like her private area,
Yeah.
but she may have also had other chambers deeper in the ship.
Right.
But
Cabin.
let's go to find that place where you were taken
Yeah.
and see what's in there first.
All right.
And was that like the aft of the ship where it kind of comes up and that's the main room area? That's what I was kind of thinking.
So he was taken to the brig.
Oh no!
Originally, I was taking
to start where he's.
Yeah. You guys are kind of in that area now. At the time, in Xonimus's vision, there was a tent
It
there.
was just a tent.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was just a tent.
It was a tent that had
on
been
the
set
deck.
up on the deck. That was for her private area and her private pleasure.
Okay, so there, that's not much of a tent or anything like that. So
Yeah.
we're on the deck. Okay, how many exits do we have in this area?
Of the original existing, there were at least 2 stairs that went down into the bowels of the ship. One at the fore, one at the aft. With some of the destruction, there are other pathways that have opened up. Basically, is the best way to put it. So you can try the stairs, or you can try one of these other areas that has kind of been opened up.
Let me look down into one of these holes and see what I can see.
So you do see there's kind of at least 3 other decks to the ship, because it was a pretty tall,
It's big boy.
big boy ship, pretty tall galleon. Yes.
All right, I undo some rope from my backpack and I say, you guys want to head down this way or do you want to take the stairs?
The stairwells might also not take you down like they used to.
Right.
Stairwells.
That's what I said.
The stairs may fall apart on
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, Jasper looks at you and says, now, if you're going to go down in there, be very, very careful. It's, well, not just that it's haunted, it's dangerous.
Right. How far have you been down?
I haven't gone in too far just because I'm concerned with the structural integrity. So,
we should send small people.
Or maybe a mouse.
well, like I said, you're welcome to go down in there, but be very, very careful. There's no telling what's making its home down that way.
Howdy friends, Michael Cross here, taking just a few moments away from Red Dirt D&D, asking you to become a patron of this podcast. Your support means we can add a lot of extra niceties to the show in the form of artwork and music, as well as supporting our cast and crew. Patrons get early access to content as well as bonus material, along with access to our Discord server. You can even get an invite to monthly Q&A sessions and DM classes, maybe even a 2-hour game session with our very own Dungeon Master, Ash King. We have 6 different monthly levels to choose, ranging from $5 to $100. Head over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd right now to show your support for this new podcast. Now, back to Tales from the Caliban Frontier.
I'm going to lower down the rope and tie it off. Do I have a mast or something I can...
Yeah, there's like the remains of one of the masts that you can kind of tie it to.
Poppy?
Yep.
Do you want to turn into something that can crawl down this rope and take a look for us? Maybe something that could see in the dark.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a problem. I don't have mouse stats. I have rat stats.
I would prefer mouse.
Rat would be better anyway.
Rat.
So, remember when I went on my vision quest and I got to be inside a little mouse? I'm gonna be a little mouse.
All right. Yeah.
I'm very cute. Cutest mouse you've ever seen.
You see her like cute little field mouse. Looks up, does that thing that mice do where they clean their face and their whiskers.
Adorable little blonde mouse. So yeah, I'll climb down the rope with my little tiny mouse hands and my little mouse ears.
All right.
Check it out.
You scurry down and you can kind of again, this hole goes all through all 3 levels of the ship.
A deck, B deck, C deck.
Exactly. So you kind of stop. Are you going to stop on A deck or are you going to go all the way down?
I'm going to pause at A deck and look around.
Okay.
Is there anything that like jumps out? I can roll.
Give me a perception check.
Let's say I can
Cat.
roll. 4.
4. Wow, is that the roll or the total?
10 total.
10 total. All right. Well, even with a 10, and it's something kind of you notice out of the corner of your eye, but you see what looks to be like the hem of a robe go around the corner.
Interesting. I continue down.
Okay.
To B deck. When I look around.
Give me a perception.
I see it. The problem was I just rolled it. I didn't use the tower.
And you hear
That was a nat one.
A nat one.
You hear a voice that says, Bobby, don't freak out. And I know that you're in mouse form, but I can still hear your response. So if anything really bad happens, squeal really loud so we know.
I don't answer him, but in my brain I make squeaking sounds because I think it'd be real funny if he thinks that I can't talk to him.
Sweet.
Squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeaking.
Squeak.
So with the nat one, I'm assuming I see nothing.
Yeah, no.
Tis dark.
Tis dark. Seems fine.
Continue down to the C deck. Let's try this again. We'll use a different dice. 7 and 6 is 13.
13? Alright. Yeah, with a 13, at the bottom of the ship, it's dark, it's quiet. This seems to be the area of the ship that took the most damage because, it hit first.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see, looking to one side, you do see what Xonimus has kind of described and what Jasper was kind of talking about, where it looks like there was a forge, like a big, this big thing that when the crash happened, got dislodged from where it originally was. And it's just kind of laying there. But yeah, other than that, it's a little too destroyed for you to make heads or tails.
I'm going to go back up the rope to A deck, and I would like to jump off the rope onto A deck and go to the corner that I saw the rope dip around. I don't want to dip around it. I want to Scooby-Doo it and put my head around.
Okay. Well, let's say you're just an adorable little mouse, so you just scurry on over and poke your little nose around, and you see what looks to be a woman.
An alive woman?
A living woman.
With a heartbeat and everything?
Seems so. And she's pulling and opening up a doorway, heading into another area of the ship.
I go back to the rope, and I come up the rope, and then I just squeak furiously.
Okay.
Anybody else speak?
Poppy might have found something.
Yeah. Okay. Poppy.
I don't need that.
We'll follow you wherever you are leading, and I'm going to follow Poppy.
And then hold on, I take a little mouse finger and I put it in front of my nose. And I'm actually going to pop out of. I'm going to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So that I can do this, and I'll do pass without trace.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And
What's the bonus on that?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Oh, this is really insane.
Yeah, you're
This is where
ridiculous.
rogues come
So
You literally won't be.
but I will
more
explain
ridiculous.
that there's a lady and she looks definitely alive. Did I get a read on like obvious species? Like, it would be obvious if she was an Aarakocra or an orc. Maybe not elf or human. I wouldn't probably be able to see that, but maybe like.
Right, definitely humanoid. Not an orc, not anything else more exotic.
Okay. Just a
Definitely-
lady.
Yeah, definitely humanoid.
Just a lady. She's down there at the
Dressed in
secret
robes.
door
Well, no.
in robes. We gotta be sneaky.
I was just here a few weeks ago. What kind of robes?
Oh, I didn't look that hard. I can only see in black and white as a mouse. They were swishy.
Hers were swishy. Logic. Okay.
She's a lady.
And I do also feel like the forge is on the bottom. There may have been something at B deck, but I didn't see anything. It was just real dark. But we want A deck. We want to be very quiet because I bet that she can see things and stuff.
All right.
So
Okay, I'm going to take the lead and we're going to go stealthy.
Okay.
Okay.
my rolls have been dog poop today.
I'm going to roll stealth.
Okay.
That only come up a 6, but with my 22 bonus,
Holy smokes.
Here, let me draft
it's
these
a
real quick.
28.
Xonimus just disappears.
Okay, we'll use this one.
You didn't even see the rope move. Okay, nothing.
Oh no! I rolled bad, guys.
I got a 19.
19, is that with the passive?
Yep. Yep.
23.
23?
Modified 26.
18.
18.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying, no, you guys
I was
are-
much sneakier as a mouse.
Somehow you guys miss, obviously, like this place is very old. Some of the areas are weaker and can make squeaky noises, but you
See, I didn't know
managed to get down the rope and get onto A deck without nothing noticing you.
How long does Pass Without a Trace last?
I think it's an hour. If I concentrate on it.
For now.
Right.
Okay.
So I want to try and see if I can find this area where Poppy mentioned about.
No, I'm gonna open the door. I want to open the door. I'm not gonna open the door, but I'm gonna listen to the door.
But yeah, you lead us to wherever around this corner.
I'm gonna go around the corner and I do like air traffic controller arms. Is the door shut now?
It's still cracked open.
I will Pink Panther sneak tiptoe over to the door and I want to listen. I've been rolling bad today.
Yeah, but
should've-
then you listen and you hear someone opening up drawers, looking through things, moving stuff. Give me a perception check.
Hey, so 19.
19. Okay. You hear the fluttering of wings, and some small voice speaks in a language you don't understand, and the person they're speaking to responds. Because what did you get on your stealth roll?
19.
19. Okay. The other person responds, and all of a sudden,
Oh no. I was much sneakier as a mouse.
yep, in your direction comes 3 magical darts of glowing force, and I will need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try that. That bounced everywhere.
And you are going to take 8 points of force damage from a magic missile.
Okay. I'm fine. That's not what I want. Give me this. Damage. 8.
Did that come from the door?
Yes.
From the other side
Yeah,
of the door.
the door like blasted off the hinges from, these magic missiles just pew 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 pew, and all just right into Poppy.
Can I have a reaction at all? Because my initiative's really bad. I don't want to do anything, I just want to shout something.
I will allow that.
There's 2 of them!
All right, Xonimus.
24.
24. Connor.
22.
Gideon.
23.
Goodness gracious, Mockred.
Modified 6.
Hey.
2.
2.
It's actually a 5 once you add my
Okay, so 5 altogether.
5.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
I got a nat 20 on my initiative.
Oh, yeah.
I got that. I got
That means you get to move twice, right?
Unfortunately.
Mike's lucky green dice have turned against me.
They've been in the box too long.
They weren't in a. I've got a separate bag.
Give them time.
They're still betraying
They'll come back to you.
It's because they aren't warmed up. We haven't done a lot of rolling today.
It's fine. All right. So, again, these 3 blasts of magic missile come through the doorway, slamming through the doorway and straight into Poppy. So the rest of you are obviously up in arms because, oh gosh, that's Poppy. And looking inside this room, it does seem to be a room of import in the ship. and you see there's like cabinets and like a table that's been just like thrown off to the side. So again, it looked like it was somewhere important. You're not 100% sure what function it served when the ship was active, but you see standing kind of in the middle of the room, hands glowing with magical power, is a robed woman.
It's the lady.
It's a lady. Long brown hair, eyes kind of alight with magical power, and you see a little Mephit who's circling around her head.
Oh, I hate them things.
This one seems to be as if it's made out of magma. Flaming hot magma. But that is what you see before. So, Xonimus!
I will move further into the room, and is this lady the princess?
No.
Does she look familiar at all?
No.
She would be so old, dude.
Well, I'm going to flip out.
Maybe don't hurt her.
What? Don't hurt her?
Maybe try to talk to her. Remember kobolds?
Well, I was going to do that. They fired first, just like the kobolds, so I'm going in.
No!
Everyone has a chance. Okay, so...
I'm so low at the initiative.
I am going to... yeah, because I'm debating that. Do I want to talk to her? Do I want to say it? Doesn't look... Nice robes. Who's the other person?
Human woman, apparently some sort of magic user. And then this magma mephit that is circling her head.
Wink at her and say, hey.
Do I see any torches or candles about with my dark vision?
Nope.
Fire would not be a good idea. You're going to burn the artifacts.
I will reveal myself and speak. Stop. We are not here to hurt you. I'll say it in Elvish and I'll say it in Orcish.
Okay. And is that all you do?
I'll show my hands. I have nothing in my hands.
Okay.
I'll go nothing on my sleeve and pull the other sleeve down.
Because one sleeve has nice.
So she... I mean, you'll have to wait till her turn to see what she does.
Yeah.
But is that...
Yeah. And then I'll stay, a distance from her, but I'm in the room and then I'm trying to... I kind of like came in at here, her doorway. I'm trying to come in around where I make her look at me and not the doorway so much.
Okay.
For anyone else who's still...
Yeah, but so you do notice, she does kind of track you since you're headed into the room, but then she also still has, the one hand ready to cast towards the doorway.
Okay, done.
Gideon.
I will also walk in, and I will simply pull out my rope of entanglement.
We're not here to hurt you, but
and
we're going to tie you up.
Nope, I just got it at my side, and I am going to hold my action, and as soon as she or the Mephit do anything untoward, I will toss the rope of entanglement at her.
Okay.
But it's to my side. It's not threatening in any way. Just like I would have been we're excavating. I've got rope.
It's rope. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
He just gets off his...
I say, we're not here to hurt you. We were just checking this place out and saw you turn the corner. Thought we'd see what was going on.
Okay. Well, we'll see what she does on her turn. Konnor.
I'm still kind of not in the doorway, kind of out in, I guess, the hallway of where this thing turned into. Hearing Xonimus and Gideon trying to talk to this creature, I'm just like, what are they doing? Quietly to myself. And I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And try to actually get into the room.
It's probably easy to slip past. You're a small creature. You can slip past Gideon and scurry your little cold feetsies into the room. And obviously, you're still in stealth, even with your invisibility, and she does not seem to have noticed you at all.
Okay. Gonna get front row seats on whatever's happening here.
Front row seats and some popcorn. That's the life of a kobold.
If it matters at all, Pass Without Trace is still active because I rolled a 17.
Nice.
Okay.
In case it comes up.
That is good to know.
But you just said, hey, hi, here I am.
But
if you need it later.
Yeah. So that will actually bring us finally to her turn. She's going to look at you, Gideon, and look at you, Xonimus. And betwixt the two of you, hands at the ready to cast. But since you guys have not yet attacked her, and what did you say specifically, Gideon?
I've just got the rope of it. I haven't drawn any weapons. I've got my shield because.
But what did you say
to her?
We were just out here checking this area out when we saw you turn the corner and thought we'd come in and see what was going on.
I was told no one knows of this place.
Well, you could tell that it's actually been physically excavated by a professional. So, yes, somebody knows about this. In fact, our friend back here has been the one who's working here. So if this was anybody's personal property, it would be the one who's actually been working out here.
Whoa, founders' rights.
Some Indiana Jones.
Some Indiana Jones BS going on over there.
Belongs in a dwarven museum.
Unfortunate.
Oh no.
And she actually takes a few steps back, brings finger to her lips, and just blows out. And from here, she is casting. I'm gonna need all y'all. So it's a 20-foot radius sphere of a sickly yellow-green fog.
Can you take bonus actions before your turn in initiative?
No.
Okay.
No.
Reaction.
Or reactions
Yeah.
is what I meant. Can you take reactions?
Yeah, you can do a reaction, because you only get one reaction per round.
Please tell me you have counterspell.
Mokrin has counterspell. He sees this and he starts reaching out into the weave to block what she is doing.
You will have to roll for it.
Alrighty. Which
I
might
rolled
mean that
really
it's
good, though.
third level or higher.
It's higher than third
Holy
level.
smokes. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
Mm-hmm. So
Do I
roll
get
it and I
to
will
add
tell
anything
you.
to that? It's his first time to use counterspell, everyone. It's a tough thing. So the dice roll is a 6.
Oh, well, that wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah, no. You reach out into the weave, trying to cancel what she's doing, but her will is stronger than yours.
Yeah.
Also, when we do our con save, and she'll tell us what these are, everyone gets a +3. I'm pretty sure everyone's within 10 feet. So let's all do our roll, and then you tell us what the reaction is, and then we'll end it there. Okay.
It's con, right?
Yep. Con saves, everybody.
I've got my cloak and my paladin.
What bonus do you get?
+3.
+3.
Okay.
Ooh.
I got 5.
Oh no.
22.
24.
29.
Dirty 20.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah, I'm gonna do the damage right now. This will count for our first round.
Okay.
So those that got over a 14 will take half of this.
Okay.
Those that got below a 14 will take the full brunt. There'll be 20 points of poison damage
Oh no.
as this poisonous cloud. You could almost call it a cloud that kills.
Oh no.
Oh, I know that spell.
Just blows from her, and you will take a breath of this poisonous air, just coughing and choking. And of course, the area now around her is heavily obscured, making it much more difficult to hit her.
Does Cloud Kill count as poison resistance? So is he or is it?
Yes, I would say that you have
Okay.
advantage on this because it is a
But you
poison.
also didn't you roll high?
And you
Yeah,
have,
I did.
I rolled high enough so I don't need
yeah,
that.
and he
but
does
then
have
it-
resistance to
But
poison.
then half of
Oh,
that
half-
is
you would
half
take
of
a
that.
Just take
quarter.
5
so
points.
just 5
Yeah,
points.
half of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just hear her say, "Oh, how unfortunate. This place will be your tomb."
Red Dirt D&D, Tales from the Caliban Frontier is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Macron Stonechaper, Johnny Payne as Xonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, Connor Shenold as Connor the Kobold, and I'm Michael Cross as Gideon Block. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of TabletopAudio.com and Monument Studios. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at RedDirtDND.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word out about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/RedDirtDND. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban Frontier.